Hi everyone, welcome to Veronika Hug. Today I'm showing you how you can make such lovely baskets that also have the purpose of storage units. So they can be made in different sizes, which makes them great to do in multiple pieces. So for them I used the Woolly Hugs rope, and with the smaller size I had quite a bit left over. Now I want to do an even smaller size with you so that we can have leftovers to make another really big one. So plus one new extra spool, of course. So in my case, when I finish, I want to hang these up in the bathroom for cosmetic pads and similar, but you can of course use these for pretty much anything. So the bigger ones you could even use in the kids' room. So there's a lot of options with this. Let me know if you have any especially creative ideas. I'd love to hear those as well. So the rope here is 200 grams and 140 meters, or 7 ounces and a bit over 150 yards. Today I'll be using a crocheting hook that's 5.5 millimeters, and you might need a 6 millimeter one. I work pretty loosely, so I always take a bit smaller hook than usual, so just make sure to try it out and see which one you like better. Then you'll need another piece of yarn so that you can see where you begin and stop your spiral, and you're gonna need a lighter this time. Of course, some scissors too, so let's start with that first. We will cut this frayed end off, so this is specific to the rope that I'm using, and we will lightly warm this up to secure it and keep it from fraying. Just make sure you are coming close to the flame but not directly into it. And this is what we get. So let's start. So let's start with a ring. So the end should be under the section close to the spool, and then you go through with your hook and you take the yarn up, and then we do a chain. And I'll mark our rows so that you can follow as well. Now we do 7 singles into the ring. Three, 6 and 7. The end we can lightly pull, and into the first single we now do 2 singles, and I'll do the same with the rest as well. This way, instead of having 7, we'll have a total of 14 stitches. Almost done now. Okay, so this was the second round. Now we can already move on to the third one. Since we are working in spirals, we won't end the round. So this is where our contrasting thread now comes into play. So just before the last stitch of the second spiral, that's where we place it. And now we're gonna do 7 times 1 single crochet and then 2 singles into the following one. So we are adding stitches into every other stitch. So one stitch and then two. And if I get interrupted, I don't have to count the stitches. The contrasting thread will help me continue faster. So that's also a really cool way to have everything on track. So I always recommend this with bigger projects. It's always important that we take into consideration that sometimes the phone rings, sometimes someone asks something and interrupts our train of thoughts and our counting. So it's always good to find ways to still be able to continue fast. Okay, so this was the last stitch of the last round, and now we did that one with two singles. So we can now move our marking yarn again. Now we will do 7 times one single and then 2 into one spot and then another singular one. So we will again get here the 2 single stitches on top of each other. So I'll show you later what effect you get by doing so. So I'm moving the additions slightly so that we actually get a really nice, almost perfect circle instead of a shape with some sharper edges. That was 2 times, so let's finish this up. So always one single, 2, and one single one. This is 6 times, almost done. Here is the last stitch of the 3rd spiral, again done. So let's start row 5. So we are doing 7 times 3 single stitches and then 1 doubled. So every 4th stitch will get 2 singles instead of 1. This is actually pretty simple as long as you keep counting. One more time. Last time. And here we are. I'm done again, and I'll move my mark. Now I'll do 7 times 2 single stitches, then 1 doubled. So 2 singles into the same spot, and then again 2 singular ones. I'm doing the 35 stitches, so after 5 spirals I had 35 stitches total, and now I'll do 5 stitches at a time with 2 single ones, 2 into the same spot, and 2 single ones again. So out of 5 stitches this time I get 6, and hence the 6th spiral. So in the 7th I'll increase to 7, in the 8th row again 8 stitches. So at the end of your round 6, you should have 6 times 7 stitches, which is 42. So in the next row, you again increase by 7, and that's how you keep increasing all the time. So it's always going to be the same number of stitches times 7 or spirals. So let's continue now. Two times single, 1 doubled, 2 times single. That was 3. Now I have it 4 times. Five times. Six times, one more, 2 times a single one, 1 doubled, and 2 times a single. Now we mark again. Now into every 6th stitch, I'll do 2 stitches, so a doubled. So let's start together. This isn't hard, so it's 5 stitches as always. Two into the same spot, so I have a total of 7 stitches per each section. And you'll do this 6 more times. In round 8, you'll again do 3 single ones, once 2 into the same spot, and 3 more single ones. So again, 7 times total. Then later in the 9th round, you're gonna do 7 single crochets, 7 single ones, and 2 into the same spot, again 7 times. So in the 7th, 5 single ones, and 2 in the 8th, 3 singles, 1 doubled, 3 singles. In the 9th, we're gonna do 7 singles and 1 doubled, and then I'll meet you again. So here I am. It's almost a perfect circle, so that's why we kept switching the spot. You can still kind of notice the spots where the additions went, but I think it's a lot rounder than what you'd get if you didn't do that. So either way, this is what we get as an end result. You can do it a bit more edgier, I guess, but you don't have to. Now we can start the section that goes up, so this line that grows in height is next up. So I gotta fix the last stitch, and now we can again mark, and then into the first stitch we do a single, 1/2 treble and 1 single. And I'll do just singles all around, and then I'll be back. So here we did 62 singles total. So after the 9th round we had 63 stitches. So 9 times 7 is the 63 that we get. So that's how we got that number. And then in here in the 10th round we did the first stitch with a single, 1/2 treble and a single, and then we just continued here with 62 singles, and we did the spiral now, and we can start the next one. So let's do one more single. So this first one we do with another single, and then we start row 11. So let's again do the existing 1/2 treble with a single, 1/2 treble and single. So again, 3 stitches into the same spot and then all around, and then we will meet again. I'm at the end of the 11th spiral. So I did the last stitch again with a single, and now I'll again do a single into the next stitch, and that's where spiral 12 begins. Now we will do the same thing. So 1 single, 1/2 treble, 1 single. And then again around in just singles all the way to the beginning. Okay, so our spiral 12 is done. So the last stitch got a single, and now we had 2 times 1 single, and now I'll do 2 singles again. So the stitches kind of shift to the side since we're going to the right of each stitch that we do. So here you would always go to the right side, and you'd always get it a little bit crooked to the right, of course. So that's why we try to avoid that. So that's why we do 2 times 1 single, and the 3rd time we do 2 in order just to kind of make it a little bit more symmetrical, or to keep this section straight. Okay, so let's now start the next spiral. So we're doing the same thing one more time. So just a single, a 1/2 treble, and a single. And all around just singles. Then I'll do 2 times to the end. So 2 times 1 single after the spiral actually ends, and then once 2 times after the spiral. So let me check how many times I did that total. So until now I had a total of 8 times to get to this point here, and then I'll meet you again. So I'm here at the end again, so I'll do the one extra single as always, and then we will mark the next row. And now we do a single into the half treble, and then we do 16 chains for the hook to hang it up on later. And 16, and then a single into the half treble. And now 11 singles, so one I already did and the one that counts as our first one. Seven. And 11. And now we can always do two singles as one. So just start the one single as always, but instead of finishing it, you already start the next one and you pull through all 3 loops on your needle. And then just keep doing this. So just all the way until you get all the way to the other end of your top section. So you still need the 11 stitches that you'll do just singular, just like on the other side, so nothing different. So when you finish that, I'll meet you at our spiral number 19. So we can kind of see the basket shape now, so I'll mark the next spiral first. And now we can again do the loop on top here. So I'll do a single per each chain I see. The first 5 I do this way. The next 6 get 2 each. That was 3. Five, 6, and the leftover 5 get again a single crochet each. And now you can do all stitches of the last row with a slip stitch each. This is just to get a bit more stability in the edge so that you get a nice stable shape of your basket in the end. So this is the fastest spiral, and I highly recommend that you end it this way too. Also, you may notice that I'm kind of twisting my hook as I work my slip stitches, so that might be something that you want to try out too. I think it can help you speed things up a little bit. I'm knitting a bit away from me since I need the camera in between, so that definitely helps the twisting of the hook. Almost done. You can definitely do this in different sizes. So just like I showed you in the intro. Before we do the last slip stitch, I'll do the yarn 5 times around my hook or loop on top. Pull a bit 5 times around, and then we can finish the slip stitch. And pull out. So you can fix the shape a bit and hang it up onto the wall, and I think it looks great if you do different colors and a couple of different sizes. So you can definitely make this into an entire arrangement, and I hope you guys enjoyed. Feel free to shoot a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel, and stay tuned for the incoming videos. Thanks for watching. Bye!